Alright, so... I think that was everything here. I don't know what advantage do you get for the perfect guard yet. I mean, besides probably just like taking no damage in a guard or something. I don't know if it like gives you the like all of the different resources you can get. Maybe get more of that, more of your healing resource. Sorry, I'm just trying to see how much I can spam that a bit. There is like a little trigger zone like right here somewhere. Is this as simple as like attacking it, I wonder? It's a very long delay before you're allowed to touch anything, or before you're allowed to move again. I'm gonna pretend that I can't go the entire way around and grab whatever that thing is. I want to try... Okay, let's try the left arm now. Yeah. Oh, so much resource to use. Fable Arts. Here we go. Blade, Fable Arts, Handle, Fable Arts. Weapons have distinct blades and handles that each have their own Fable Art. Fable Arts use up Fable slots, and different Fable Arts use a different number of slots. Charge Fable slots by attacking enemies with weapons. That was what I was thinking about before. What did that do for me? Oh, it's literally a parry. Hold on. No, it's not. Oh, that was a mistake. Big damage to the left hand. This one's scary. Oh, you know what's going on? And I might be just realizing now. Yeah, I think that the ability to charge your pulse cells may only work when you're fully out. So you can't stock a bunch. You just have a constant desperation cell at the end. I think. Speaking, it doesn't just charge all three in one shot, and you have to complete it to get your big bonus. Charges pretty quick. More thermite. Inclined to switch to that. Oh, well, what? Oh, you have like a recovery. I don't know, what do you call that? Recovery slide. Oh, I shouldn't be going backwards. Break immediately decreases your HP recovery through pulse cells. What? A stat. Hey, Rashane. I'm doing alright. Just kind of poking around at the demo. So far, it seems alright. I'm still working on getting a good feel for it, though. I'm trying to suss out like what the differences are that I kind of like think I'm going to exploit. You know, I haven't quite gotten a feel for sort of where the aspect is that I can master and make my own, I guess. Like sort of like it, you know, like the perfect guarding isn't like a parry-esque mechanic. I don't. The timing is tough enough, and I don't know how much advantage you get or what else you get out of it to know what it's going to do for me, you know? The Fable stuff I haven't quite worked out the benefit of. Like it does the handle one. I don't know what it does at all. Just yeah, it did something. I don't know if it was a buff or what. But it almost kind of looked like a parry. The dodging definitely seems deliberately limited to like. I think I know what they're trying to do, but I don't. It's one of those things where they might be coming up against the established conventions in other games, to where they might, the idea might be good, but the players aren't going to respond well to it because they want something different, or they expect something different. So I think what they're trying to do basically is say, if you're dodging, it's only because you have good iframes and not just for positioning. Otherwise, you need to guard. That's my guess. Did I not hit this before? Oh. Just like that, huh? At least didn't do damage. But yeah, my guess is that like, and you know, the pacing, the timing, I kind of feel like maybe there's a delay, or maybe something doesn't, something about how it works, the timing doesn't quite, I don't understand it yet. So I don't think I can make a reasonable judgment on it yet. I need to see if they list what the Fable art does. Where is it? Storm Stab and Guard Parry. Oh, it was a parry. Maybe I messed it up, and I just ran out of resource or something afterwards. Do they have a way of... Oh, here, yeah, they have the sections. So stab an enemy in front of you multiple times. Time the enemy's attack correctly to deflect and trigger powerful. So yeah, so you just... I think I got the timing wrong. Or I activated it before he even started attacking or something. I didn't know what it was going to do. Okay, well, I can work with that. So just LB block into parry. It's interesting how these, whatever they were calling them, Fable arts, feel very much like weapon skills. Feels like they wanted Dark Souls heavy feel of Bloodborne movement. Somehow they messed it up. I don't know if I agree with that. I just feel like it's different enough. I don't want to say, like, I think what I would probably want to say is I don't think I want to dismiss the intentionality of it. Because I think there's something there. I think it may be far enough away from what we're used to where either it doesn't feel good to people who are familiar with the other games, or we haven't quite figured it out yet. Yeah, see, I screwed it up already. But I still have the resource, though. There we go. Now I don't have my resource anymore. Oh, and I got my cogs back. Or I got some cogs. I don't know where I got these from. The shove doesn't feel good. I don't know how to... I'm not sure how I feel reacting to that yet. I think some of the dodging as well is because the enemy attacks are so I struggled to read them. That's probably the biggest thing, I think. Feels a lot like Dark Souls 1 when it comes to stamina management. I think stamina is definitely like difficult to get for sure. Need to tune the enemy animations and dodge responses. I think I probably agree with that, but it's really hard to say. Like I think it might just be harder to recognize patterns for how they move that eventually will settle in. That's really hard to say. Probably feels bad to you because you're using a heavy weapon. What I see so far seems to indicate there's intentionality for wanting to guard with a heavy weapon and utilize the regain system.
Destination Hotel Mines. Optimal location for observing the destination.
That's my impression so far. I think they want you to guard and to use regain more with a heavy weapon. I don't know how slow they are, but they seem to be kind of going in that direction. There's a dude who shot me earlier. Oops. Pressed the wrong button because of freaking weapon ring. Like the dodging for me I think is easier because I have the heavy attack on this gives you a nice big you attack into it very quickly. Like the first one is such a big backstep. But I think with a heavy weapon, I think dodging is probably meant to exist, but it's not meant to be your focus. I think they literally want you to get in there and block, because the way that the stats show is like the guard regain. I think, well, two things. One is guard regain increases when you pop up your health, which I think makes you I think that's the percentage of the damage you deal that you get back when you attack. I think. So basically, that's your quote unquote like lifesteal when you block. And then on a weapon, they have damage reduction rate while guarding. I bet you have a really high number for your weapon. So not only do you not incur much damage anyways, but then the amount that you have to regain is less. And you can regain more from your weapon anyways. That's my current guess. I'm really curious to try it because it seems like if that is the case, then they've made it to where it can be robust depending on how the tuning would be. Like there's intentionality to the behavior. I just, the design certainly is there. Whether it's well tuned, I'm not sure. You also use the heavy weapon, but noticed. But going from starting with balanced weapon into it, I think there's not much difference in practice. Animation, lock are present anyway. In terms of what? That you're stuck attacking, or they mentioned animation lock earlier, and I'm forgetting what even in their context it was meant to be. This is definitely a case where I wish I had a map. Is that dude about to shoot me? No. Oh no. I should have... Wait. Do I just have infinite uses in this thing? Oh. Well then. What you meant is that even though the damage numbers are clearly different by class, it doesn't really matter in practice? At low level, probably not. I'm assuming at high level there's distinction. A lot of games kind of do that sort of thing, where the distinction between classes is typically not as present early on, simply because they're trying to make sure that everybody has a very curated introductory experience where everything behaves about the same, and you fall into what your class is capable of doing later on. That's my guess. Could be wrong. Like, what I've seen so far seems to kind of lead me to believe that's probably the case. Because I'm seeing, effectively, there's intentionality to the design, but it's different than what we expect. It's familiar enough to try to do...
The raid puppet is blocking the entrance, and that's the only way in. So please, be careful.
What was I gonna say? I've seen enough to indicate that there is intentionality to the design, but I think they're intending for the game to play differently, even though it's familiar enough to make us think we should play it how we've always played these games. As far as Dark Souls 3 is concerned, though, or really anything from FromSoft, though, their number design is consistently frustrating, and thus I don't think they're a good example for that whole idea. Can we talk to... Oh, they're just gonna, like... You get the ability to practice with this. Oh, I guess those are not blockable. Oops, I gotta... Yeah, you can't block them. What does that do to me, though? Too late. Way too early. Way too late. Way too early. I should check to see the backdash has iframes. It does. Maybe not. That actually surprisingly had a pretty big window. I'm tapping the button too soon. Too late. I think the window's not as bad as I'm feeling like it might be. Something on the top right showed up when I dodged the heavy one. Or I don't know, I thought. Oh, it was just a saving. It was just a saving. We can't talk.
There. Welcome to Krat, visitor. I didn't think there were any stalkers left to fight the puppets. You didn't hear? Figures. The whole organization fell apart. All that's left are wannabes and amateurs who think they can fight on their own. You ought to buy something while you're at the festival. You can't rely on yourself alone.
What if I could, though?
Out here alone? You could use some help. Here's a festival gift for you. Now get yourself something useful.
Did I receive something as a gift for... Alright, well, catalyst. Throwing cell. Oh, interesting. So this is a... This scales with your third damage stat. So strength, dexterity, and advance, basically. Electric, blitz, abrasive. Temporarily, oh, okay, we got like a resin, I guess. Special abrasive made by mixing electric blitz and metal powders. Temporarily imbue a weapon with electric blitz. Y stalkers are prepared to face any manner of variable that comes up in battle. Braces are another weapon that can turn the tide on the constantly shifting battlefield. Puppet saber blade. Oh, you can just. This is where you got pieces. Okay, so. Slightly more damage reduction while guarding. Or wait. Oh, I see. This is where you can buy the other ones. Okay, how much does it say? 68.74 damage reduction while guarding. Yeah, so significantly better than a thrusting sword, which is 38.6. Yeah, it's like double-ish. A little bit under double. How much? Yeah, we're gonna buy. Let's buy that. Let's buy this. I don't want to sell anything yet. I'm gonna try that. Where's our weapon choices here? Oh, right. These all have weight as well. Is there a... Is weight your cap, I wonder? Or is weight... slightly heavy, okay. I'm just curious what this says. Also, what is... What's the scaling on this? Okay, yeah, it's motivity and... So yeah, like you're entirely going to one or the other. But no advance. Oh, this one charges pulse cells faster, and Fable. The heavier weapon does. Absolute defense and link slash. Slash an enemy in front of you, use an extra Fable slot to slash up to 3 more times. Absolute defense, perfectly block the enemy's attack temporarily. Aha, yeah, so... yeah, so this is, so as I said before, more and more this is playing into, the greatsword is meant to be basically the, like, heavy, get in defense, don't dodge as much, because you literally have something that costs Fable that lets you perfect block for a while. So as long as you are blocking, you have no cost to doing it, minus the Fable. I wonder perhaps if this block also has a wider window for its perfect block. Let me take off this X unequip. What's my weight now? 50, oh, is it 60% for slightly heavy? Yeah. Or no, 70% is slightly heavy. Oops. Yeah, let's try this a teensy bit. I don't intend to use this too much, but I just want to see what the experience is going to be. Parade puppet. Oops, wait button. What's the button for that? Here we go. Here appears a terrific puppet who will enliven the parade. Introducing Parade Master, a remarkable parade puppet made, well, a remarkable parade puppet model from the workshop to celebrate the grand exhibition. Hello there, I'm the Parade Master. I like singing and marching with people. Parade Master has the following functions: 16 jolly songs, cheerful laughter, and 54 parade phrases. Parade dances to delight children, the strength to carry 6 men on his shoulders. Well, the last part I'm a little concerned about. Teensy bit concerned about. To view the guide again, menu settings guide. That's fine. Oh, I don't want to fight this thing right away with this weapon. fight with the weapon I'm used to first. I'm gonna try this thing though, 100%. Did they warn you about? No. What to say? Did they warn you about your lack of weapon? Yeah, this seems like this is a big deal. This is probably our boss fight. They probably need to cut that music in the background while they do the cutscene. I guess it's fine, that works. This is probably the demo boss. Like the only boss for it. What's your stuff? Does that have iframes mid-attack? Hold on. Is this backstep thing? Oh no. I don't know. We're not sure. I kind of felt like it might. It's hard to say. Hold on. Gotta heal. That was a mistake. Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying, I don't think I see anything that's concerning. It's more so, it's hard to read. Not, it's hard to kind of assess stuff like some of the timing for dodges and stuff, and it's clearly a different system, but the coherence seems to be there. It's almost like if somebody had not played a Souls game before, but they were really good at character action games, and they're trying to figure out what the difference is. Oh jeez. It's very much like that. Probably gonna die here because I'm not sure if I can parry it or not. Oops. Oh yeah. Scary boy. I think running attack into the R2 is good. To the regular R2. Like running R2 into R2. I think I need to go and see if there is a... I opened a shortcut. I don't know if one is really close to the boss. Yeah, most of it is just... It's really just learning how to time the dodges, and I don't know the enemy patterns. Like there's no... I feel like there's a different grammar for the attack pacing in this game, and I don't know what it is. I know the words. I don't know the grammar. I think I actually got pretty close by accident. Yeah. Apparently I did. I think, to be fair, I think the reason why this dude's there is to kind of get you set up for getting hit by big stuff like that. Oh, they put it outside the boss? Or... What? Okay. No. This is supposed to be boss gate, I guess. Yeah. It's nice that they put it outside the boss where this dude's right here. That's nice. Then you don't have to figure out how to get out.
Out here alone? You can.
Yeah, I'll purchase a thing. I'm gonna purchase. How many? 200? Is there a limit? I can have 5. This is probably why they're selling these, because I think I would have been fine. Up to 3, I can hold 5. Do they state anywhere else if there's a merchant limit? I guess not. You felt odd while playing? Because you often found yourself feeling or thinking you were doing the exact same thing in different attempts? Sometimes having great attempts and others are just failures? Well, I mean, when it's difficult to get a grasp for a lot of these systems that we're not familiar with yet, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I think we're still trying to get it just adjusted to this system. Everything being significantly different. Oh, I should probably do this Fable charge stuff too. Hard to say. Going for one attempt where you parry perfectly, the boss phase 1 attacks, the next felt like 50%? Fail like 50%? I mean, that's literally how it works when you're learning a system like that. The inconsistency, if it's unfamiliar enough to where you don't feel confident, it's going to be like that. That's been my experience, for example, with like fighting games where you go from, I can't even do a simple hit confirm from it to any small combo to I can do it consistently. Like a good example would be the if you're playing Faust and somebody jumps in on you and you want to do basically the 6H into K Crow pickup to basically get somebody like into the, you basically can corner carry and wall break for free or for no meter, but like training myself to do that took the longest amount of time, and sometimes it would be like one set of like a set or a few matches or so I was doing very consistent, and then I would just flub it and just could not be able to get back. But I could probably jump in right now, and if anybody who I can remotely recognize is going to jump in on me, I can very easily catch them and get that combo, even though I haven't played Faust in almost a year at this point. I think I'm going to hold on to this charge. I think I want that. Oops, wrong button. God damn it, I just wasted my charge for nothing because I wanted to do this, but, wrong video game.
Out here alone?
I don't know, when I'm talking to you like I can recharge that. Elden Ring having the pouch slots is why, like, I understand why they did it, and like, I can't complain, but it is throwing me off now. Sure, it's your fault, but you tried to feel for your mistakes and you couldn't. I think the problem that you might be having... Oh, I didn't get my charges back. The problem that you might be having is that it feels close enough to feel like you should have it already and you don't. If it was a less familiar game, I think you wouldn't be as concerned. Didn't realize there was another dog up there. Another catalyst, that's good. Yeah, I'm getting these a lot. I don't know if it's just this is just luck or what. Maybe they give you catalyst if you don't have any charge. Okay, well that's just weird. Alright, we're back. I think there's a pretty reasonable chance that this attempt will do. Assuming I don't flub at the very beginning, I think I'll start doing pretty well. Probably need to use the left arm a bit as well. What does this do? 175. That's okay. Probably should be holding on to those until I've done some damage. Oh, you know what it is? I think I'm getting more damage since I threw that. I should have just done the one. Oops. Shouldn't be doing that. Does a lot of damage. Bad parry timing. Got in the bar though. Yeah, I'm not timing that well at all. I'm gonna get hit really soon too. Yep. Considering that if you parry early, you just take damage. They might be trying to treat it something like that. Like, it's better to try to block. It's better to try to parry because the fallback is you can regain and stay close, rather than rely on dodging as much. It's hard to say. Should not have wasted all my shit so early though. Yeah, I feel a little bad. You know, it's actually kind of nice that if you're having trouble navigating, dropping your ego, your ergo outside, I guess, is another beacon to find where you left off. You like how they implemented rally in this more than what FromSoft did? Yeah. Yeah. Their system is way better than what FromSoft has for that. Oh, that's unblockable, right? The guard broken. Definitely going like much faster with like this. It just already took a bunch of damage, so I don't know. Shit. Okay. Well, I also, yeah, I think Rally was so horrendously poorly implemented and encouraged the player to respond to taking it by being stupid and reckless. Because it's like, if it was slightly better tuned, it would have been, the player would look and say, okay, I need to stay close, but I need to pay attention. Instead, the amount of time you had for Rally, like, Rally, if they had made it to where you had maybe like 25 to 50% more time, and a delay before it started, like a very punctual, distinct, like, I don't know, a very punchy, distinct delay for when it would start, when you would start having to get your health back, like, then it would make a lot more sense. It felt like by the moment you had an opportunity in Bloodborne, Rally was already like halfway gone, and it's just like, you didn't ever want to get hit. You hate the "it's lore accurate" excuse, because your hunter canonically doesn't fall to piece to it anyway. Yeah. I think they tried to give a lore reason for a mechanic rather than having a mechanic being driven by lore. But I think the mechanic was so poorly tuned that it didn't feel good either way. For the Rally stuff. I just pop this. Is he just a bar? Ooh, okay. At least a bar. The last hit in that is actually really strong. Too slow with it. Oops, wrong button again. God damn it. That's gonna hurt a lot. Miss my dodge. Mythical. You like the rune loads to recover health from criticals because it at least rewards skill. Yeah, I think that needs to be a common thing in games. For especially any Souls-like. Like, at least let it be a choice. But yeah, if a game like Bloodborne is going to rely so heavily on regain, or going to make that such a distinct, what do you call it? Like a hero system? There's a name that gets used a lot for games. It's a marketing bullshit term. I guess a hero system, where they say this system is like a definitive thing. Then you gotta make it. You've got to make it better. And Bloodborne sat on the edge and just did not tweak that to perfection. But I think the implementation of this system in this game is better, but I also am playing the weapon that is not designed for it. I'm not managing my stamina very well either. Still in Dark Souls 3 mode where you can just spam forever. They made the crit... Wait. The health from crits was better in Elden Ring. Well, at least then... I don't know about Bloodborne, but they made it better than... they made it better than the prior games. I think the Millennia Rally was them just wanting to put it in for just for fun. I mean, considering you can't even really get it until the very, very end of the game anyways.
Out here alone?
I don't think they were invested at all in having that be a system people wanted to mess with. Let's try this again. I'm gonna start with that buff as well. This one. Also, let's get that weapon fixed up. Yeah, actually, the rune thing not having that at the beginning was weird. Thought I could dodge it, I didn't. You take damage from that? The R2 is really strong on that. Thought I dodged. That particular attack where he just puts it down sucks. That one. I definitely think the what do you call that? Whatever that ability is, whatever the item is. The thing looks like a grinder, but it's not. The electric grinder is helping a lot. I want to see how easily you can just run through everything, just to go straight to the boss. Let's hope it isn't too much like the other games where they put a lot of effort into chasey attacks. One dude has a gun, but you know. It is very weird that you can't keep your runes. Especially, like, you would think they give you one that only is really useful. I mean, they're all really only really especially useful if you're starting a run with it. So you know,
Out here alone?
the most use out of them is going to be that. And FromSoft is, you know, that's their thing. They're behind on a lot of the UX and stuff, so it kind of makes sense. I'm gonna put the grinder thing. That one will be. Do they swap? No, they don't. Radon's is like the FAP ring, just stronger. Orphan Coast with the extra spamminess. Fuck me, I sucked this today. Last hit of the R2 is pretty good. The charge one seems to actually be worth it. See how much that regular blade ability does. Trying to find an opportunity to use it. Does a bunch. We don't have enough stamina. I would like to like get in there and do some more, but like, damn. Yeah, no, not happening. It's very chasey spammy in a way that I'm not. It's funny how much I'm struggling to kind of adjust to the animation pacing. I think it's because the anticipation frames are not as clear as I wish they were, because of all of the sort of mechanical jiggling from all the animations, which I think is aesthetically accurate, but I think it kind of breaks up my ability to look at it and make an assumption for how it's working, you know? Hey, Saisu. It's mostly just a learning experience. I think it's very well made so far. I think they're putting a lot of effort into separating themselves out. There's probably a couple of things that I think they need to tweak before release.
Out here alone?
but it's hard to pin it down when I think there's stuff that's just me not being used to the particular conventions that they have. Yeah, let me take a swig. After this, probably after this particular attempt, I'm going to take a quick pee break. Alright, let's try again. I honestly like how they implement sub-boss enemies, because they do test your basic skill set before boss. I don't feel necessarily as much as what they're... Like, I don't feel so much that they're testing a particular skill, but I feel like it's a good distinct, I guess. I don't know what the other bosses are like, so I don't know if there's a pattern for this. But I feel like the previous large one that I fought probably had a similar moveset to this. But I'd have to really think about that. And that left arm does hit very hard. This is a pretty good attempt. That's wrong button. Very fortunate miss, like twice. Oh, did not expect that. Ooh. Good attempt into getting destroyed. There's some sound tells that I think are very subtle that I think are people are probably struggling with a little bit. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, I think one particular miss, as well as just getting a couple good parries, is all it took. Raid leader's ego. Court's special kind of... Well, okay. I'll go read that over here then. I guess I'm probably happier that it isn't like stuck on the screen and pausing. P-organ ability activation part. Colorful tiny ergo fragment. Activates a special ability when equipped to the P-organ. There's a special kind of ergo with a different color and vibration. The workshop uses the gem to bring up puppets' different abilities. And then something else I got. I didn't even... A note or something? Still haven't equipped the other... I think another like armor piece. There's our Parade Master, which I read. I missed something else, didn't I? Wasn't it like a second or third item? This thing, which I think I can equip now. I should have put that on sooner. Because it didn't put my weight up enough to worry. Costume. Did I ever play Blasphemous? I did. I hated it. I played through the entirety of it through the, the initial ending or whatever, but I hated it. What else did I get? Didn't I get one other item? Did anybody catch the name of the object that I picked? I got this thing. Maybe there was like another note. Already got these. Yeah, I don't know.